boys and girls, it's Miss Baker. Hang on just a second, my little stand is shaking, so it looks like my phone is dancing. There we go. Hopefully that will work. I'm sorry if it's shaking, it's kind of not very stable right now. I'm just making this quick video to go over the directions for the new friend passage and test. So here's your passage, the new friend. If you see at the top of it, it says read all week. And then your passage test says test Friday. So you're going to take this test at home on your own. I'm going to read through it with you in this video to kind of let you know what's going on. If you look, you see some markers. There's a pink and a blue. And then on the test, you also see some pink and some blue on your test paper. What I did this time, since we're not all together, is I color coded your test, and every circled question in pink can be found in this section of the test. So in the first two paragraphs, you can find everything you need to answer those questions. In the last two paragraphs, I have them sectioned in blue, and then I have a few questions circled in blue. And you can find the answers to those questions circled in blue in the blue section of your test. I did that just because we're not together. It makes it a little bit easier for you to go back and look in your passage to find your answers. So I'm going to read the passage aloud to you. You're going to read it to yourself. So we're going to do it just like we do it in class. The first thing we do when we have a passage test is we read our passage. So I'm going to read it to you. The new friend. Jane and Dean were best pals. They rode their bikes to school together every day. They were both in Mrs. Green's class. At recess, they always played on the same baseball team. Jane and Dean liked to race home after school and do their homework together. Then Pepper came along. Pepper was Jane's new black puppy. Dean felt bad because Jane spent all her time with Pepper now. Dean missed his best friend. One day, Dean sat on his front steps alone. He closed his eyes and thought about all the fun he and Jane used to have. Suddenly, something licked his face, and Dean opened his eyes. Jane and Pepper had come to play. Now Dean had two best pals. All right, so you would read that passage, because we usually get it on Monday. You would read it every day during the week, and then on Friday, we would take our passage test. So this is what the passage test looks like. If you look, you have some lines. That's where you'll write answers, fill in the blank. When you have more than one line, that means you're going to write a complete sentence answer. So you'll have complete sentence answers on number 2 and number 3. Number 4 and 5 are multiple choice. Number 6, you're going to write a complete sentence answer. Number 7 is true or false. Turning on the back. Number 8 is also true or false. Number 9 is multiple choice, and number 10 is multiple choice. So on Fridays, when we get ready to take our test, we preview our questions first. That means we read our questions so we'll know what to be looking for in our passage to help us find the answers. So I'm going to read through the questions with you. Number 1, who are the characters in the story? Number 2, what did they always play at recess? Number 3, how did they get to school each day? Number 4, their teacher's name was? Number 5, what did they like to do together after school? Number 6, who is Pepper? Number 7, Dean was so happy when Jane got her new puppy. True or false? That's a true or false question. Number 8, Jane's new puppy was brown with white spots. True or false? Number 9, what did Dean feel while he was sitting with his eyes closed on his porch? And number 10, at the end of the story, how does Dean feel? So we want to make sure that we're looking carefully at our questions and answering them carefully. We want to make sure that we're looking at them and answering them carefully. All right, so the next thing that we would do would be to read our story. So I'm not going to read it again to you. You would read it to yourself again. Now that you know what you're looking for, you can look through it and you know what the questions are, so they're probably fresh in your mind. So while you're reading through the story, you can be thinking about answering those questions. Then you're going to answer the questions. Fill in the blank, write a complete sentence answer, circle your answer, or circle true or false. So whatever the directions tell you to do, that's how you'll answer. Now remember that we're color coded. So the pink questions, and there's one on the back, there it is, can be found in the first two paragraphs, the section that Ms. Baker has marked pink. The blue questions, and there's two on the back, can be found in the section that is marked blue. So I'm going to let this sit here for just a minute so you'll know how to mark your paper. So now, let's think about how we're going to make those answers. So on question number 2, you have to write a complete sentence answer. So we're going to think about how we could say that as a complete sentence. What did they always play at recess? So without telling you the answer, I'm going to show you what you could write with words from your question. So you could use the word they always play. So capital letter, they always, or you could just say they play. And then you would put what they play at recess. So without telling you the answer, I've kind of helped you to write a complete sentence. We don't just want to put one word or a phrase. We want to try to pull some of the words from our question to write a complete sentence answer. So the question is, what did they always play at recess? Your answer could look something like this. They always play, and then you'd put what they play at recess. So does everybody see what we're doing there? All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one says, how did they get to school each day? So I'm going to find the answer here in my passage. I'm going to look in the pink section because there's a pink circle. I'm going to look for it. If I find it, I can even highlight it or underline it to help me remember. So let's look. How did they get to school each day? Let's choose some of the words from our question. We could say they go to, or they get to school by, and then you could tell what they do. Bus, walk, swim, sail a ship, however they get to school. They go to school by, or you could say they blank to school. As long as you're putting a complete sentence answer. So you would say they go to school by, and then put a period at the end to show that you're finished with your sentence. Let's do one more example of writing a complete sentence answer. Number 6, who is Pepper? So I'm going to find in my passage who Pepper is. I can use a couple of words, even though that's a short question. I can say Pepper is, and then tell who Pepper is, and put a period at the end of my sentence. So this is how you're going to take your story test, The New Friend. You can use your passage right alongside when you're taking your test. So you can look at the question, then you can come and look in the passage and write your answer. You are using the story while you're taking the test. I know you guys will do a great job, and I can't wait to see all of your hard work that you've done on Tuesday. Do your best and bring everything back on Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I miss you and can't wait to see you again.